Two teams, two beliefs, one match. When it comes to derby games, there are none more rooted in animosity than the Old Firm. This is a rivalry that exists far beyond the football pitch, and even beyond the country the game is played in. While Scotland has Australia to thank for fending off the English, it was Ireland that made Rangers v Celtic the complex minefield that it is today. A mass influx of Irish Catholics arrived in Glasgow in the 19th century, while the booming shipping industry saw more Protestants heading to Glasgow for work, leading to a heavily segregated city. And that division intensified when the football was added into the mix. Rangers were founded in 1872, with Celtic forming in 1887. The west of Scotland became like West Side Story, but with football instead of cool dancing. It would form one of the biggest sporting rivalries of all time, and also one of the most successful. Between them, they have won over 100 Scottish League Championships, and over 100 trophies if you count both Scottish and League Cups. That dominance was slightly threatened in the early 80s with the resurgence of Dundee United and Fergie's Aberdeen. Dubbed the new firm by the media, the much celebrated new reign was soon consigned to the 80s time capsule, alongside Mullets and Miami Vice, with Rangers and Celtic going back to winning ways. After joining as player-manager in 1986, the mild-tempered Graham Souness dragged Rangers into the future on and off the pitch. His first season saw the Gers win the league for the first time in 9 years, and 3 years later, he caused one of the biggest football shocks of all time by signing Mo Johnston. For decades, Rangers are understood to have had an unwritten policy of not signing Catholics, but that all changed with Souness. When asked would he sign a Catholic player, Souness said, "How can I marry one, go home to one every night, and not work with one?" But Maurice Johnston was not just the club's first high-profile Catholic player, he was also a former Celtic player who had been heavily linked with a return to his old club. The earth-shattering deal caused shock both sides, but Johnston's goals helped build the team's 9-in-a-row league wins, matching Celtic's record. The games themselves are played at a ferocious pace, and historically backed by a soundtrack of crunching bones, referee whistles, and sectarian chanting. While they play in Scotland, don't expect to see much of the national flag in the grounds. Rangers tend to wave the Union Jack, while Celtic wave the Irish tricolour. Through the years, there has been scores of on-field controversy, from Gaz's flute playing to Lennon spitting on Rangers scarves during a game, and the rivalry shows no signs of dying down. Following Rangers 4 years out of the top flight due to financial mismanagement, they are now set to return to the Scottish Premiership, with Celtic fans insisting Rangers are a new club and that the team are zombies risen from the dead, and Rangers fans insisting their rivals are still obsessed with them. The recent events in the club's histories have only added more fuel to a raging blue and green fire.